What kind of things make you cringe at a live show? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today I'm gonna do something a little different. Normally we do Alice in Chains and other grunge band analysis videos, but today I'm gonna go over a post that I posted on Facebook called What Kind of Things Make You Cringe at a Live Music Show? And I got a lot of responses and I wanted to kind of talk about them. So if you're a live musician and you don't want to be cringe, here's some ideas. Number one, singer-songwriters that play rhythm guitar and don't listen back to the drummer for time. Drives me batshit. Well, T-Dub, I'm right there with you. Someone who plays the guitar in their own time and doesn't listen to the drums, that's pretty tough. But I'll tell you what, the first thing that comes to mind is when the drummer's not playing it right and I'm trying to get them to be on time. Unfortunately, you can't do that. The drums will overpower you rhythmically. Whatever tempo the drummer's playing is the tempo that you will be playing. It's hard. You have to look at the drummer and say slow down or speed up if that's what you want. Because you can't just barrel through. You gotta communicate. So what I think T-Dub's saying here is communicate with your band, which totally makes sense. The next one, Greg Van Natter, a huge commenter and fan on my page. Nothing makes me cringe. When it's live, anything goes. That's awesome. And that kind of goes to what I usually say when I'm listening to these videos. I'm analyzing Alice in Chains, and when things go wrong, it's fun. Like the mic that hits Jerry in the mouth, and he's got to back off, and now we don't get harmony. It's like, I always think about this when I'm being recorded, like someone's got the cell phone on me. I'm trying to be perfect, but really, they're just capturing a moment in time. Whatever they capture is not going to be as good as if they were there in the moment, right? We can watch live videos and we can analyze them all we want, but you're not there. When you're there, it's different. It's like if you were just to listen to a live recording of a raucous crowd and you're hearing like, well, why'd Jerry stop singing? You don't know that he got bopped in the face with a microphone. So, you know, like when I'm like rip roaring on a solo and I'm doing nasty stuff and it's bending and it's not in tune, and maybe they don't know that I put it over my head or I'm using my teeth or I'm in the crowd and someone else is you know what I mean? A lot of stuff. Anything goes live. I love that take, Greg. All right, the next one, number 3, guy with harmonica wants to sit in. Also, guy with Elvis hairdo wants to sit in. I love that. I haven't seen guy with Elvis hairdo sitting in a while, but I'll tell you why a guy with harmonica sitting in bothers me. Because I play harmonica and I'm trying to play, but when a guy comes in and he wants to play harmonica, then I don't get to play harmonica, and that makes me sad because I love playing harmonica. Things that make you cringe at a live show. Number 4, people who talk to each other throughout the show. Now, I don't know if that means the crowd or the people on stage, but let's assume it's people on stage because I could see that. A lot of times, you know, it's cool when you're in the middle of a song, you look over like Jerry Cantrell does on Live Unplugged, Down in a Hole. After the first chorus, he looks over at Mike Inez or Scott Olson or Sean Kinney. He looks over at somebody and goes, Lane's killing it tonight, huh? We're all killing it. You can tell in his smile. And I think that that's cool. He didn't say anything necessarily, but there's that communication on stage, which is kind of cool. And sometimes I'll look at my drummer and be like, yeah, you rock, right? That kind of stuff. But I don't like when the music stops and then you'll see the band, and I know this from doing it, and we're all talking, trying to figure out what the next song should be. You got to do it quick. Like I do like playing intentionally. I like looking around and saying, hey, there's a lot of people dancing to country, let's do another country song. But instead of doing that, maybe just start the country song, yeah, and the band will join in. So people who talk to each other throughout the show, that's number 4. Number 5, and this is a big one. Number 5, things that make you cringe at a live show. Molten says, guitar players that don't use any kind of tuner. Oh boy, and he got a heart on this one from me because people will start playing the song and the string is out of tune and it's just like, you gotta stop. I remember I had advice from somebody. We were watching like a Opeth live video and there was like a long pause, and I was talking about that just a minute ago, long awkward pauses before the next song, but it's because he was tuning. It's like tuning above playing fast, like song to song. If you're gonna go song to song, that's great, but if you're out of tune, then nothing matters because that sounds horrible. And now something that you guys don't know if you're not guitar players, but if you are guitar players, you definitely will know, guitars cannot be perfectly in tune. In fact, I don't think any instrument can be perfectly in tune. There's a lot of science, 12 tone equal temperament, yada, yada, yada. Guitars can't be perfectly in tune, so you gotta, there's a word. You gotta compromise each note. So if, I'm not even gonna get into it right now, but you gotta get that tuner, just get a tuner. Put a tuner on your headstock and tune that thing. But then that leads me to number 6. Take that tuner off your headstock so you can show that beautiful logo off to the crowd. There's nothing worse when there's a clip on there and then there's a capo on there. It's just like, nasty looking things. I remember watching a Rick Beato video one time, and he was saying that he hates those tuners on the head, and I looked at my guitar and I had the tuner on the headstock. I'm like, oh geez. And he's totally right. You gotta have, like, you pay $3,000 for a Gibson, you want to show people that Gibson logo, am I right? His full comment says clip-on tuners left on the headstock, and even worse when there's a clip-on tuner on the headstock and the guitar's out of tune. Right, exactly. That's hilarious. So that's number 6. Let's go to number 7. People over-talking the performance when I'm trying to hear it. That's why I always want to sit up front when my favorite performer is playing, and that's Trina Rushton, aka Nana, aka my Nana, aka she's gonna be in the front because she wants to hear me sing. But that's true though too. I've been at performances where I was talking and someone turns around and goes, shut up. Although I was singing, it's different. That was the Eagles. We're singing along to the Eagles, and they're like, but we want to hear it. That, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. You're at a good concert, singing along is like the most fun thing ever and kind of the whole point. But also the whole point is to hear the band, so I don't know about that one. But this one is when people in the audience are talking over the performance. And this happens a lot in local music when you're at bars and you're playing wineries. People aren't necessarily there to listen to you, except for Nana. She's there to listen to me. So I gotta play the songs for her. But there's gonna be people doing their thing. They're gonna be talking. The worst is when you can hear their conversation. So you're trying to sing like, when the night has come, and they're like, I told you that bitch was crazy. And you're like, you're in the conversation now. You're not totally invested in your song. All right, now this is the last one, number 8, things that make you cringe at a live show. Nicole Johnson says audience tambourines. I don't know where you're seeing live shows, but I have never once been to a show where the audience has tambourines, unless they're children. Sometimes you'll give out little shaky things to the kids and let them have fun. But audience tambourines, that would be horrible. We'd be having people doing the tambourine on the 1 and 3 instead of the 2 and the 4, and it would be crazy. How many shows you been to where the audience starts clapping on the downbeat instead of boom, boo, doo, 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 doom? They're like doo, 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 doo. There's a great video of Harry Connick Jr. and he's doom 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 doom. He's playing the blues on the keyboard and people are clapping and he does a 5/4 beat to switch them to the 2/4 without them even notice. So it's bum da dum da dum da 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 bum da dum da dum da 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 bum da da dum da 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 da. It is so funny. And it's, you know, he's playing by himself. If you had a drummer, you'd have to like coordinate this whole extra beat to get him to turn over. But I would love to do that. I think that would be hilarious. So this is where I want to open it up. What kinds of things make you cringe at a live music show? Leave them in the comments below and I'll do a follow-up video on that. That's all I got for today. So make sure you leave a like and a subscribe and all that yada, yada, yada. Peace out, Reese's. Reese Peasies? No.